Well, boom. Welcome to Kilroy Films Live and a new series. I'm just checking audio. Let's get live. Let's get live with Kilroy Films. Apologies if you were hanging on there for a few minutes. I was just making sure everything was running because we are streaming to two destinations at the moment. And I just want to check that both cameras are working as well and you can hear me okay too. I can hear that audio coming through there nicely. What I just want to do very, very quickly is check we're getting audio on Facebook, and we are. And let's just check we're getting audio on YouTube. Yes, and it sounds like we are, so that's good news. So welcome. Let's get live. Let's get live with Kilroy Films. New series that I'm starting tonight, hopefully every week. We were meant to start it 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately family illness, the dreaded COVID, got us again. Second time for me, first time for my family. But anyway, it delayed things, but we're live again tonight. And tonight is all about, let's bring up this one, is all about let's get live with private events. That's how I started out my live streaming journey, and I want to share some hints and tips and maybe some budgetary saving ideas and a special offer for you on this particular live stream tonight. So if you yourself are planning some kind of event this year, it doesn't have to be a private event, it could be any event, it could be a charitable event, a non-for-profit, a private event, whatever, there may be a good offer for you later on in this particular live stream. As we get into the future weeks, I'm going to be talking about the benefits of live streaming for businesses as a marketing tactic, but tonight we're focusing on live stream for private events. I'm just going to do a few minutes talking about some things I've learned and why I think people should consider this and why Kilroy Films, and then I'm going to tell you about a special offer. And then hopefully there may be some comments if anybody actually joins the live stream. There may be some chat and some questions and comments that I can reply to live. So that's the plan. So let's get live with private events. That's what we're talking about tonight. So first of all, just wanted to do not really a mission statement, but a bit of a statement about Kilroy Films, what I want to do. So Kilroy Films will bring your life or milestone event into the homes of all your family and friends, no matter what their circumstances, making those that couldn't be there feel part of your special occasion, feeling immersed, evolved and entertained. And I put a little note on there as well. Often a live stream, and I've done a lot of weddings over the last couple of years, people on the live stream actually get a better view of what's going on at your event than people actually in the venue. So when we started out at the beginning of the pandemic, there were only a few people in the venues, but then as things relaxed, we got into 30 people weddings and much bigger weddings. And I've been to lots of weddings. I've sat in the middle of a church or the middle of a registration office or whatever, or the back, and the view you get actually is quite obstructed. You don't necessarily hear everything that's going on unless they've got a PA system, and you don't necessarily see everything that's going on. And that's the beauty of a live stream, is that I have at least two cameras, one facing the couple at a wedding. I'm going to talk about weddings a lot, by the way, because it's what I've done most, but this could be for any kind of event whatsoever. There'll always be a camera near to the action, an audio near to the action, and there'll be another camera that's taking in the room, taking in audience reactions and all that kind of stuff. So it can be much more immersive, actually, a live stream than actually being there. But it's also a fantastic memento as well. So you could have been there, but then you could also have that as a memento immediately afterwards. It's live on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. So that's something really key to think about. So I've already touched on this, but the types of events that you can consider live streaming is pretty much anything. But what I've done, weddings, sadly funerals, obviously with the pandemic there were a lot of people live streaming their funerals, the celebrations of people's lives, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, christenings, any religious event really, any party at all. It's really your imagination. If you've got an event going on and you want more people to be involved, more people to see it, then please consider live streaming is basically what we're saying. So, oh, I clicked too far, it was unresponsive. Let me just go back. So really, why would you even consider live streaming your event? Okay, I've just thrown out a bunch of things that I've seen, and obviously the big one was COVID. I've actually got it there, in number 5 position on the wheel, but that was the big one. That's how I even started live streaming. But even without COVID, even without a global pandemic, a reason why people can't get together, there are lots of other reasons in a normally functioning world why you might consider a live stream in your event. And I've just listed a few of them. There's probably more, but travel is the main one. Everybody has probably got some friends or family that they would like to be at their event, but because of distances or inability to travel, they may not be able to make it to your event. It may even be that the dates clash with something else they're doing. So travel is a big one to consider. There may always be people that can't make it to your event that you would like to be involved, immersed in it. Health is a big one, the health of the people you want to be there. They may not be able to travel literally because of their health. There may be limitations to what they can do and where they can go. Budget, and budget's a twofold thing. Budget is your budget. You may only be able to afford to have a certain number of people live at your event, and that could be down to catering, it could be down to the venue, it could be down to lots of reasons. But also their budget is to be considered. You might invite someone to come to your event, or you might invite a lot of people to come to your event, and they just can't afford it. It's too far to travel, they need to stay overnight, they need to consider clothing, whatever, you know, it's a consideration for people, especially in this day and age with inflation and all the rising costs and stuff. So budget is to be considered. And live streaming, again, is a way to get in front of people that can sit in the comfort of their own home, and they haven't got to spend loads of money, they haven't got to spend any money, in fact, and they can be part of your event. The venue itself may impose restrictions on you in terms of how many people you can have at the venue. And you may just have your heart set on a particular venue for lots and lots of reasons, and you don't want to deviate from that venue, but you can add more people there at the venue via live streaming. We've already touched on COVID. We understand why COVID was an issue. Brand is one I've thrown in there. This won't be for everybody, but there's lots of people like me run my own business, trying to grow followers on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn and even Instagram. There are people that run their own businesses from their homes. They use social media a lot. They may see live streaming their personal private events as a way to grow their own brand, their own business, their own personal brand. And it is a good way to do that. People engage with businesses when they feel more human, more engaged with you, seeing behind the scenes, seeing your family, seeing you going about your day-to-day life, essentially. So that's a consideration too. And there's probably loads more, okay? But they're the key ones that I thought of straight off the bat. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but it's just another cost to our event. Well, stop you right there. A perception might be just another cost. And I'm using weddings again as the key one, because weddings is probably one of the biggest budgetary events you would ever do in your lifetime. There are others, of course. And the way weddings run is normally the venue, the food and all your dress, the outfits for everybody and all that kind of stuff. But photographer is always number one on that list of extra services to create a memento of your day. Photographer's always there as number one. Videographers still are considered probably second sometimes. And I'm a videographer as well as a live streamer. And this is the point of this slide and what I'm going to say to you. And then live stream was only really considered a lot recently because of the pandemic. Live streaming, if someone said to you 2 years ago, what's live streaming? You probably would have said, you know, those guys on YouTube playing games on Twitch and all that kind of stuff. And it was only really because of the pandemic people started to really think, how can I get people to be a part of this event that I can't get them to? So it's down the pecking order. There's a lot of money to be spent. And you might not, you just discount live streaming straight away. But as I just said, combine the services, okay? If we're coming to your event to live stream it, and it's usually only a certain portion, so a ceremony at a wedding for an hour maximum, could only be 20 minutes, a funeral service, speeches, those kind of things, the important big part of the event that you want everybody to see. We're recording that anyway. It's going live on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever, so there's a recording live instantly, but we're actually recording higher quality in cameras as well. So the cameras are recording that for you. So we have that footage. We are being a videographer at your event already. So why pay for a videographer and a separate live streamer? Combine those two things. We could arrive early at your event from a videography point of view and do everything that a normal videographer would do, but the portion of the event where you want to live stream it, it only takes us an extra 30 minutes if we're already there with cameras to quickly set up a live stream. 2 people you wouldn't even know we were doing it. One of them would go and do it while the other one carries on doing the videography stuff, and boom, you've got the live stream as well. So combine the two services. In fact, you can combine the three services, because we have people that we know, that we work with, who will do photography for you as well. So from a budgetary point of view, you're no longer thinking photographer, videographer, why do I need to live stream? It's extra expense. Live stream is just part of the day. We're already videoing, let's live stream it as well for a little bit extra. And if you book us for photography as well, you've got one person as well. It's one point of contact. The other beauty of it is we will act as a team. There may be two, three, maybe 4 people with cameras at your event. If they're all separate suppliers, they're separate suppliers you've got to coordinate with and book through and pay deposits and contracts and all of that stuff. But also physically on the day, they're not from the same company. There can be some getting in each other's way and all that kind of stuff. We try to avoid it. Everybody's pretty professional that I've come across when I'm live streaming and doing videography at weddings, but it can happen, okay? But if you book through one company and we combine all the services, you're going to save lots of money, and you're going to have a team of people working to give you the best possible photos, the best possible video, and a really good quality live stream as well. So that was my point there. So on that note, I mentioned at the beginning, let's talk about an offer. I have an offer for you. So at the moment, because I've only recently started out, my prices are still pretty keen anyway. But a single camera live stream at the moment on my website is £350. That's for up to an hour. That's within an hour's drive of my base location as well. To do a highlight video for something like a wedding, something similar kind of hours of the day for a wedding, is currently £500. Okay, so that would be £850. But I am willing to combine both those services for you for the rest of this year. If you see this live stream or someone passes you this live stream and passes you this code, to do it with 15% off. So a weird price, but £722. So for £722, be it a wedding, you would get a highlight video, a 3 to 5 minute highlight video, your ceremony recorded in full, quality in camera, your speech is recorded in full, quality in camera, plus your ceremony would be live streamed as well. So that's there instantly. It's another consideration actually, when you book a videographer for something like a wedding, often it is weeks, if not months, before you see any of that footage. A live stream is instant. You can go home, you can watch it later on your phone. So that's another great consideration. So there's the offer, there's my special offer launching tonight, and that will be live for the rest of the year. If anybody is booking a wedding or any kind of private event where you were already considering a videographer and possibly live streaming to bring more people into your event, then there's a special offer for you. So that's it really. That brings me to, here's my social medias. Please follow, like, share, all that good stuff. If you're interested in videography, and it's not just events, by the way, I do all kinds of videography, and I put my work on my YouTube channels and Facebook channels as often as I can. But yeah, follow me if you don't mind on those channels, and keep up with what's going on. And as I said at the beginning, let's just jump to this. Next week, I'm going to be talking about live streaming for business. So you may not be a business owner, but you may work for a business. You probably work for a business. You may work in marketing. You may know somebody that works in marketing. You may have lots of friends and family that have their own businesses. I'm going to be talking about why people should be considering live streaming for business. And I'll tell you now really, really quickly, video has long been a great thing that engages people on social media. Everybody knows that. Seeing a video is more engaging than looking at pictures and going through reams and reams of pictures and reading lots of text. Human beings are visual learners. 65% of us prefer to be told something visually, i.e. a video or someone standing talking to you, than having to read and look at things. Okay, so that's a fact. Video is already up there. But live streams already in the last couple of years are getting 10 times more engagement than videos and 3 times more watch time. The cost is very similar to producing a video, if not cheaper actually, and you're getting all that extra engagement. So that's what I'm going to be talking about from a business point of view next week. So that actually comes to the end of my little piece about live streaming private events. I'm just going to put up, not that one, let's put up that one. That's the code, the 15% off code that you can share with friends and family. I now need to see if there are any comments, and I have been glancing at the screen to see if we've got anybody watching live. We've had a couple drop in and out on Facebook, and we had a couple drop in and out on YouTube. But I don't think there's anybody currently live on YouTube. Thanks a lot, everyone. But there's a couple of people viewing on Facebook. I'm wondering if that's Sylvia, though. But say hello. Give me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Have you got any questions? Because otherwise, this is going to be nice and short. I just need to check we're still getting audio through as well, actually. Yes, we are. That's good. We are getting audio through. So I'll just take a little sip of water. I'll give you a moment to see whether anybody has indeed got any questions they'd like to ask me. It can be anything about live streaming, anything about videography. Far away. Ask me a question. Ah, James Shipley has just popped a comment in. Thank you, James. Very, very kind of you. James runs a fantastic events company, and that is actually going to be one of my series. It's in there. I can't remember which week I'm going to do it, but I am going to be talking about why you should live stream events. James has been pitched to death from me about why to live stream events. We did a few events at the, whilst we're still in lockdown for James. They do running events, marathons, half marathons, that kind of thing, triathlons and duathlons, and they were really, really good. And James, if you're still watching, I looked on your Facebook page the other day, because I am still admin, by the way, and if you want to take me off, then obviously do, but still the highest engaged thing we did all of last year and this year so far. So that's my point I made a minute ago. Live streaming gets more engagement. So as a business, if you use those engagements to your advantage, if you have something to talk about, something to offer, discount codes, upcoming events, that kind of thing, that's where your live stream can be really, really powerful. The things we did for James, and Active Training World is his company, by the way, I should have said, were literally as a nice to have. Like, people couldn't come to the event and watch their loved ones racing, so we did it as a nice to have, so people could stay at home during lockdown and see people racing effectively. And it was amazing because everybody watched, because it was the first big event after a very, very long lockdown. But had we had, some marketing on that live stream as well, something to push, I think it could have given much more return on investment for you, James, as well. And you know that because I've pitched it to you millions of times. But thank you for your kind comment. I'm hoping we might get some more comments. Let's just flick over there. I'm going to be talking about in one of my series as well, this studio I'm in with the green screen and lots of lighting and microphones and multiple camera angles. It could be something that businesses would be interested in hiring and doing their own thing. But yeah, there's loads and loads of ways to skin a cat. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more comments tonight, but that's fine, because this video will stay live on both YouTube and Facebook, and people might pick it up at a later date. It's nice and short. I will probably edit the key bit, not all this waffle at the end, and post that anyway, so people can digest at their leisure a much shorter clip. But yeah, anything else? Anything else to add? James, are you still there? We've got a couple of people on YouTube now as well, but no one's commenting on YouTube at the moment. No, I think that's going to be it. If I've got no more questions from anybody, or we haven't had any questions, we just had a nice comment from James. But if nobody else has got anything they want to add to the discussion or ask me any questions, maybe you're shy, maybe I should have put up, I haven't put up my social, I could go back to my social medias. But yeah, contact us through Kilroy Films on Facebook, Kilroy Films on YouTube. My website is kilroyfilms.co.uk. It's all very simple, Kilroy Films. So give us a shout, reach out, and hopefully speak to you soon. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to play that.